Отношения с иностранцем. Что западные мужчины ценят в женщине на самом деле? На этот вопрос сегодня ответит мой парень.
Здравствуйте. Всем привет. Меня зовут Эдвард.
Да, Эдвард из страны под названием Антигуа и Барбуда. Это находится в Карибском бассейне, недалеко.
Я не из Африки.
Да, недалеко от Америки. На это видео меня побудил комментарий, который я получила ранее под другим своим видео про Китай. Вот этот комментарий. So, what do you think about that? What do you think? Do you agree with this comment or do you think differently?
You'd have to approach this from two very basic points of view. Nowadays, especially in the US, we're seeing this culture war between progressive and conservative ideas. The conservative idea is that the woman is the head of the household. Now, you can remember something like that from the 1960s, 1970s, 1950s even, of these American sitcoms, things like Leave It to Beaver, and a few others of the time.
I Love Lucy?
I Love Lucy, yeah. Basically, the woman was the housekeeper. The woman stays home, she cooks, she cleans. Her job is to create a happy environment for her man to come home to at the end of the workday. Now, this is the conservative view of things. And like this person said, in those days, it was good because you could have a family living off of a single income. Nowadays, though, that's probably not going to happen. So this idea that we still live in a society where all a woman has to do is cook, clean, and give a guy 2 kids and maybe a dog later on is a little outdated. Although there's a lot of conservative-minded people who still feel like that should be the case. Personally, I fall a lot on the progressive side. I take big offense to one thing said in this comment where I guess this particular person believes that a man shouldn't ever cook for himself. So a dude who sits at home waiting for his wife to make him his meals is a worthless dude. I grew up in a household where everybody cooks. On my dad's side, his brother, my uncle, was actually a professional chef. On my mom's side, my grandma, again, same thing, worked in several hotels on the island, learned how to cook, learned how to do all of these things, and those ideals were passed down to me. When I meet someone, when I'm with someone, the kitchen is usually my domain. I like good food. I like to eat good food. I'm not saying that the food she makes isn't good.
I just never made any.
That's a different
So he
conversation.
doesn't know it yet.
That's a different conversation. But at no point in my life am I ever going to find myself sitting on my ass waiting for her to give me something to eat. Because I know that with a few simple ingredients in my fridge, I can make an amazing meal. And cooking is a hell of an enjoyable activity for me. So you can take that shit, push it out the door. I'm not about it. Are we trying to create a generation of men who don't actually care who a woman is and only care about how he keeps her household, or rather his household? Then he's just looking for a vacuum cleaner. Like he's looking for an appliance.
Yeah, it's better just to buy, that robot
A
vacuum
Roomba,
cleaner.
yeah.
Like right now, there are a lot of things you can buy to do it yourself. Like it's not that hard to put your things in the washing machine right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it will come out clean and sometimes even dry already and,
Okay, but let's be honest here. There are some dudes out there who are so unable to actually clean, they don't even clean themselves. So, because of the bigger picture, capitalism pushing cost of living further and further up, you gotta have two earners. If there are two people in a household, unfortunately, both of them probably have to earn something unless at least one of them is living well above that middle income line. So you've got a lot of these young women today who can provide for themselves, and that's fine. The only problem is, because of this self-sufficiency, you do have a generation of young women who are out there basically saying that they shouldn't have to do any of those things to be respected and to be appreciated in a relationship, you know? She doesn't have to cook, she doesn't have to clean, she doesn't have to provide anything because she herself is what is provided. And I guess this is where a very interesting bit of nuance comes in, because this commenter said that, you know,
A hole?
that was the literal translation. I'm going to be a little more tactful. This commenter thinks or asserts that a woman cannot get by just on her genitalia because a man is going to get bored. It's not so much that the man gets bored. It's that as human beings, for us to stay with someone long term, we need a much rounded picture. These modern women feel that all they have to do to be valued is to show up. Now, the dark side of this is that with this commenter, she presented a bucket list of things a woman has to do. But what does a man have to do, you know?
I guess provide for his family.
Okay, so what you're saying then is that it's an equal partnership. And the problem is that the definition of equal partnership has changed throughout the course of human history right now. Once upon a time, it was women cook, clean, and take care of the home. Now, it is a choice. The last thing that should be addressed, right at the end, and this is a funny one for me. This commenter says that, you know, to give a bit of a summarizing sentence, be clean, take care of your man, give him kids. Don't put too much value on, you know, your downstairs. The paradox of that is that the only way you're going to give your husband kids is if you put value on the downstairs. So you got a chicken and egg situation here. The kids are important. The kids can't happen without the downstairs, you know?
Okay, so to sum up, what is it valuable in women from your perspective? Like, what does she have to do?
Well, I'm a little weird because I've got different things that I look for personally. But if we were to boil it down to a baseline, you know, the things I admire about her is that she's smart, she's ambitious, she's well-read and well-learned, and she has something that she's interested in working towards. A lot of people nowadays are sort of existing just to exist. And when I first met you, one thing that really interested me was that I saw how you were looking for more than what you just began with. You're not simply comfortable with the life that was handed to you.
Mm-hmm.
And just in terms of being with someone, being on the same page is what's important. Connecting and knowing where you make up each other's faults. People who look at relationships as 50-50 will never ever reach where they really need to go. It's the people who look at relationships as 100-100. They're the ones who are gonna go far. because it's not that you're adding on to the person's deficits. It's that you're bringing completed strength and completed sense of personality and adding it to the person you're with to create something even stronger.
I see it as a girl has to have a personality, right? So this is a personality which matters.
Yeah.
It's not her holes and downstairs or
I hate it when
or
you
her
just call it a
cooking
hole.
and cleaning, you know,
Yeah.
be a servant to her man.
Oh, God.
But it's like being a servant or a mom, which a lot of girls like to do. Like, oh baby, did you eat? Did you do that? Did you go there? Blah blah blah. Well, that basically I hate, and I think I don't do that.
Woman, go in kitchen, make me bleedy right now. I am hungry.
Yeah, if he ever said that to me, I think we would be over.
Nah, I actually made bleedy the other day, so,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, all of that long-winded explanation I just gave, let's boil it down to this. If you cook, clean, and give me kids, but I can't have a conversation with you, I can't sit down and ask you about your hopes and your dreams and what you're looking for out of life, then what's the point, you know? Like...
На этом на сегодня все. И если у вас есть какие-то вопросы, на которые вы бы хотели получить ответ с точки зрения иностранного мужчины, пишите их в комментариях, мы обязательно снимем еще одно видео. А также смотрите видео про стереотипы о русских девушках на Западе и про то, верят ли на самом деле мужчины в них. Увидимся.